Alright peeps, you know what time it is. What time is it, Lady K?
It's a daily donut time.
That's right, sweetie. Well, I have something really interesting to share with the peeps today. Other than me just prattling on about a bunch of nonsense.
No! Not you.
I'm an expert at that. Alright, so I received some files from Bryan Davis and Scott Greer. I hope I'm getting their names right.
Hi there. I just got home from the Allegheny National Forest where my tent got destroyed this morning. There was this 8-foot 3-inch stick that was thrown right through the side of the tent.
I'm on Benadryl, so I'm not thinking too clearly today. And I believe it was in upstate New York, or somewhere in New York where this occurred. Stop with the huffing. And you got a chance to look at the video, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
So here's the backstory. They were camping out there for the purpose of going Sasquatch hunting, and they were prepared because they had a Zoom recorder going. Or I guess Bryan had a Zoom recorder going in his tent, and they had apparently what was it, 8'6", 8'3", the stick?
Something like that.
Had a stick.
A branch.
Yeah, a branch thrown through the tent. Now, mind you, this wasn't just like through one part of the tent. It went through... Hey, stop puffing. It went through the wall of the tent at about this kind of an angle, then went through the roof of the tent, hit the tent pole, and then punctured the rain fly. Mm-hmm. That's quite a bit of force. I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, you could poke a stick through a tent, but it's not that easy, really.
Right.
I don't think it was a stick that fell from a tree and then bounced off the ground and then...
I don't know. I have no clue.
Well, I don't think so, because usually when they do that, they spin or something. And I think...
I mean, it does sound like something, the audio sounds like something is breaking, like a branch breaking and falling.
Like it broke a branch off, yeah.
Well, or just a branch breaking and falling, you know.
Yeah, but the amount of time between when you hear the break and the time that it goes to the tent, then you also get those yells afterwards.
Yeah, and I don't know where the yells came from. I don't know if it was the people or if it was...
Well, I don't think it was... I didn't get the exact...
whoops or whatever.
Well, I didn't get information on that. I asked them. I haven't checked my email today, but the reason I don't think it was people, excuse me, making that noise, is because you hear some crunching, like a stick being broken. Then the stick goes through the tent, and then you hear like woo woo real loud, and then after that, not as loud. And I'll enhance the audio. You hear another ow, wow, off in the distance.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll take your word on that. It's a lot's happening in a short period of time. So it's a little confusing and chaotic, is my impression.
But Bigfoot hunting can be chaotic, can't it?
Oh, absolutely. You know, so it's interesting that I don't know why it would be going up at an upward angle like that. You know, that to me is like it would had to have been there, right there, by the tent.
That's what they said. They said they think right on top of them.
And
no, it does make sense if it was under him. If it was a primate plant person that was tossing it, if it was close.
That just, those two terms don't go together.
Chimera. CRISPR technology. We can splice stuff together.
Yeah, okay.
They're the ancient ones. They've been here long before we have, and we're from another... Oh! I say we're from another we're from another planet that's been planted here. There was mind speak going on.
Oh.
Kind of similar to your friend when we took your friend up in the woods and
yeah.
she had the mind speak episode going on, and then you saw the big red blinky eyes.
Nobody speaks in my head.
You're probably lucky about that.
Well,
It means you're sane.
okay.
Not that people who get mind speak are insane, but no. So I think it was Scott Greer that had, I think his daughter or Brian's daughter, some daughter, somebody's daughter also had a mind speak event where she knew something, said something bad was going to happen just a few minutes before the stick went through,
Oh, wow.
through the tent. Yeah, I guess she said, "Hey, we need to go to bed. Something bad's going to happen." And then just a few minutes after that, their tent got punctured.
Wow.
And apparently Scott was engaged in a mind speak event that left him, he said, utterly drained. And I guess Bryan was right there with him. And they did the same kind of thing we did. They asked, how can we communicate with you? How can we,
Well, as they're getting a big stick thrown through their tent, maybe it didn't go so well. Maybe there were some issues there.
Well, apparently somebody cut down a tree that day.
Oh.
So I don't know. I don't have the details on that either. And maybe Scott or Bryan, when they watch this video, they can, in the comment section, can clear up some things that I'm unclear about. But one of the MindSpeak messages he got was that we're not from here.
That they themselves or us?
Well,
people.
us.
Okay.
Apparently they're not from here either, but they've been here a lot longer than we have.
Yeah, no, that's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fascinating encounter.
Absolutely. And it's one of those encounters where a skeptic would just go, "Oh, you idiots, it's just a stick from a tree."
Yeah, oh yeah, or they did it themselves, or they spooked themselves.
And even you said, well, it could be a stick from a tree, because we don't have the full context.
We don't have the full context, and things can fall in a strange way, because you've seen it plenty of times in the forest where limbs have fallen in very strange ways,
But the thing is,
but when you take everything into account, all the mind speak and this and that, then it makes it that much more significant that this happened. Because what are the odds of that happening in the area that they were in? Which I don't have a visual of it.
I'd say practically zero.
Well,
and the thing about the stick breaking, in order for a stick to break from a tree, and it's not like we hear breaking noises. So either something's walking through the bushes or something is breaking that stick. That takes a force.
This sounds crazy, but it sounded like it was coming from above. Like the break didn't, to me, sound like it was coming.
Well, I have no insight into that, but
Yeah,
even if it did come above, the thing I can see a Sasquatch reaching up, breaking off. Here's why I don't think it was just a stick falling from a tree. It doesn't. You don't hear any wind. You don't hear like anything going on that would lead me to believe that, because a stick's just not going to break on its own and fall
The
from a
last
tree.
time I heard something like that was when we had the trees crashing down.
When the Sasquatches were pushing the trees down. That's exactly.
Yeah, no wind. It's just like crack.
No, so it's completely calm.
Yeah.
So now, if a stick was to have fallen from a tree in those conditions, it would have had to have been already broken off, and I don't think it would have made that noise. That what sounds like something is either breaking bushes, and I don't know if it's snapping that branch, because I would think that branch would make a lot of noise. That's a pretty substantial. I mean, look about what, inch through it or something, inch and a half maybe.
I don't know.
I think it's an amazing event, and I think they did fantastic to be running. He says normally he only runs a recorder like we do at night, and this night for some strange reason he started it earlier.
Look at all the dandelions.
Good eating. Yeah, so apparently they did indicate that they thought the Sasquatches were angry with them.
Oh, that was my thought. It's like, well, if something like that, something went wrong,
Apparently they didn't like the tree they cut down.
Well,
I don't know if they cut the tree down, whether somebody else cut the tree down. Like I said, I don't have the details of that either. I haven't. I've corresponded with them with some PMs, but I haven't spoken to either one of those guys.
Interesting.
But this is the first account I've heard. Somebody will probably correct me on this, but this is the first time I've heard of them throwing a stick through a tent.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a spear. It wasn't like it was sharpened on the end. I mean, that would take quite a bit of force. And I do think that it was probably, I can see like a primate type creature hucking things underhand, and that angle of attack is like this. So if the Sasquatch threw the stick, he would have had to have been right close to the tent.
Yeah. Still would think that they would do like down, stab it down. I don't know.
Well, if they stabbed it down, the hole would have gone through the top of the...
Oh, you're eating the whole donut and not just the frosting today.
I'm hungry. Yeah, so I think that's just amazing. I think it's an amazing account.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun
Yeah,
account.
I mean, it's got a bunch of stuff going on there. It's got the mind speak. It's got a physical encounter with the stick. It's got a kind of novel and unique event of the stick going through a tent. I mean, and he's got the tent. Like, there's the evidence. He's got the stick and the tent.
Yeah, but but you know how it is. It's never proof of anything, because somebody could say, "Hey, they just did that to their own tent." People are always going to say something like that.
No, I know people are, and this is one of the things where I keep harping on that there's no real amount of evidence other than a semi squishing one of these things on the highway and peeling it off and bringing it into the town office that is going to make people believe. But it's personal proof for these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were there and they were surrounded by the other events, the Mind Speak events, and
Yeah.
I suspect there was probably probably a whole bunch of stuff going on. You know how it is when they surround your tent campsite.
You
I
know,
mean,
that's the thing. What's unusual is that these people seem to be kind of in tune and wanting to communicate. They're not. I'm assuming they're not coming from like the scary Sasquatch mindset, where you hear all this other
Right.
stuff where they're
neither one of them.
encounter.
But think about that. That's a really good point that you brought up. Now, if
Thank
you
you.
were in the scary Sasquatch camp, you'd be like, "Oh my God, they were trying to kill us!"
Yeah.
Right? I got nothing of that from these guys. I got that, we were mind speaking with them. They were upset with us over something, and they were, expressing their
wow. That's weird.
they were expressing their displeasure by throwing a stick
it's
through the
that
tent.
unique crossover thing, because a lot of people are like, they don't have the scary Sasquatch thing. They're like the mind speak or the woo or whatever, and they have good encounters, and then you have the camp that have the scary encounters.
Isn't that interesting? The perspective of it. Like, you could take scary Sasquatch people, put them in that environment, they would come out with, "Oh my God, the Sasquatchers were trying to spear us with a stick." Right? Because maybe they thought we were in the tent and they threw it through the tent and they were trying to kill us. That would be what the scary people would say. But now these guys, like, I'll play the... I got permission from Bryan to play the audio and the visual, and I'll put that on here pretty soon because we were into 12 minutes on this video. But I'll put it at the end of this so you guys can see it. And he hollers at him like, "Get out of here," or something. Like, it's not coming from a place of fear. Like, they stayed there the rest of the night. They didn't pack up their shit and leave.
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm just saying that you're right. You've got people that
No,
would...
I'm saying is that perhaps it's human behavior that is making a bad result or a good result. Maybe
Oh,
they're
absolutely.
reacting to the people. And so when you have a bunch of scary Sasquatch things, maybe they're used to people in their area being jerks. I mean, not. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but I'm just saying is that maybe there's stuff going on in that area that they don't like, whether it's construction or, habitat loss.
Well, you're going at this completely
Yeah.
different angle. My angle is that you could take the exact same event and put different people there, and
I
they
know.
would come out...
Yeah. Everybody has different perceptions of whether.
Right.
Some people can be fearful. Some
You're
people
speaking
are
to the
not.
causality of the event.
Yes, I'm saying is that maybe.
So doing things in the environment can enact
Yes.
things,
Like maybe there's
somewhat
not
somewhat
a lot,
aggressive behavior.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's not like that. I mean, like Maine has a bunch of forest.
Right.
They have some area to live, kind of.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They could be
Versus
more
maybe
restricted.
there's more pressure in other areas, or maybe they're used to more human activity, and doesn't necessarily like it.
Either that, or maybe they're trying to get the point across that we need to save the planet by saving the lungs of the planet by conserving the forest and stop chopping all the trees down.
Yep. They certainly do appreciate people who do care.
Oh. So maybe they are half human, half plant person.
I don't know.
All right, that's all for now,
too
people.
much.
Leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think of this.
We were not in the tent at the time. We were over by the campfire. But I've got the audio to it. I had an audio recorder running on this end of the tent, right below where it went. But here is the entry wound. It was thrown underhand. I have a big rip here. It shot up at about 45-degree angle. causing that tear through the netting. And this is flipped around the other way, so this would be right where the netting was torn. You have another big hole in the rain fly, and it hit the bar up on top of the tent, which did a lot of damage, and that's knocked it all down, and it bent that bar up top, and it came to a stop just barely poking through the other side right there. So don't want to hear that, oh, it was a stick that fell from a tree. I call bull crap.
No! It just slashed your tent, bro! Yes, it did! Smash it, yeah. Thank you very much. Why did you do that? No. Wait. Relax. Calm yourself, relax. Dude, we're all 10 feet. And I had to alert them that something the hell going on. Amber! Be on alert, please. Holy crap. Thank you for the sign that we're not crazy and this is for real. No, you don't understand what's been going through my head for the past 30 minutes. So. Hello? Who's there?
Wow. Unbelievable. That was a stick got thrown. Smashed it.
I told you.
Bring the lights, please.
Alright, come here, Kendra.
Wow.
Holy, did it hit your car? That's what I thought was I was worried it hit your car.
I don't know.
Alright,
Come here. Bring the lights, please.
well, I was gonna get a better light. I'll light my lantern. I mean, I got some good light if you let me grab it.
It destroyed it.
I mean, wow. Because it came from a low upward angle. Look at the way it's entangled. It would have had to come this way in order to... Wait a minute, whoa. Whoa, come here, look. It's through the side of it. It came from there. This way. It came over us. There's no... well, yeah. Holy shit. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There's just nothing but that.
Then my light went out in there?
Well, that could have fallen because of a pole.
Yeah, the light fell. Light's down the bottom. It's still on.
That's what I'm saying. It got knocked down.
Yeah, it's down.
Is that light okay, guys? Hey, he's checking right now. It's a stick about 5 feet long.
I see it.
Yeah.
Don't move it, Brian. I want to take pictures.
Oh, he's looking inside to see what it looks like.